America prepares. All America alters its pattern of life and work to meet the demand for protection. Industry is a double step to supply the sinews of safety, the armaments of war that an embattled world must have if democracy is to survive. Mechanical genius joins with the muscle of millions of men, working to win for the ways of freedom. Freedom to think, to speak, to rise, live, and plan with one's fellow man. America's vast resources are harnessed to the job of being the world arsenal for this and other democracies. Its present-day production of armaments is but a mere fraction of the great job that lies ahead. The flow of production in plant and shipyard gains speed. Vessels of all types, carriers, merchantmen, submarines, slip off the ways in growing numbers.
Welcome back to Blades and Blasters. Tonight we're sitting down to continue our expedition here in Delta Green. This mission is operational, what is it? It's uneven terrain. And last time, the four of you had infiltrated into Switzerland disguised as German refugees from the Reich, and were put to work in some of the refugee camps around the Valais region of Switzerland, which is in the southern part. Given your contacts with Pisces, you were able to finagle and manage to get your way down there. But from there, it was all on your own as to how you're going to get about to stop the bad guys, so to speak. So after much careful planning, as well as the unfortunate string of failures, you were able to escape from the village that you were in and trekked up the mountain. As you got closer and closer to the Matterhorn itself, the sound of grinding gears kept whirring away inside of you, grinding you down. And as the intensity grew, the more unease that you felt gathering in the pit of your stomach. As you stumbled into a cavern about halfway up the Matterhorn proper, you heard distant gunshots, and upon further examination, you discovered that some of the clockwork soldiers that you have encountered before were fighting against a group of German soldiers. And upon further interrogation, you learned that they were part of the SS Higher Guard. And doing some advanced interrogation techniques, and the fact that a soldier was very close to passing on anyways, the information got that Himmler is upset with the Leschot Or and their recent rise to stardom within the Reich itself. So a little operational infighting between the two groups has occurred, leaving you to kind of pick out the victor and remove both from the field. After charging forward, you went down these mechanically crafted stairs that led you deeper and deeper underground in the mountain to where you eventually came upon this open chamber. So we're going to pick up from there. Sorry, quick drink there on my part. But as you come in, as you push open the golden doors from before, leading you into this vast cavern, you see that the intricate detail on the stone pillars themselves are finely crafted, and you're not sure exactly how long it took someone to make this, but the level of finesse that was required, as well as workmanship that was required to make something like that, can only boggle your mind. What you do see is that there's natural light coming in from the top, but the scale to which there is light would lead you to believe that part of the mountain itself is missing, and that should have been visible from the outside. So there is a bit of an unsettling atmosphere to that as well. The immediate thing that you notice in front of you as well is the fact that there's a large number of people that are gathered around below what appears to be a robed priest-like figure standing upon a golden dais with a staff in one hand. They don't appear to be moving at the moment, but you are good distance away to be able to determine anything. So from there, well, what does everyone do? Let me start this. Oh, scheiße. There we go. Let's start this again. So who does what at this point?
I think Howard is a little panicked because at the end of last session you described that this place very much gave him the feeling of the dreams that he's been having.
Correct.
And so he's looking around as if he's seen some of this scene before, kind of like getting deja vu. He's looking at the crowds of people up at this priestess. And I think the others and the mission are just kind of like fading away from him for a time as he's just a little panicked. However, maybe like somebody nudges him or somebody like says something quietly to him, but he eventually snaps out of it, and I think he's gonna try to take a look around, try to find a way up to this dais. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you as you're kind of in this daze and being drawn to your dreams, but the more you kind of focus on it, the more it becomes this cyclical loop where it feels like you're back in your dreams, but at the same time it feels off. It doesn't feel real, even though this is more physical than the dreams that you've had. So it's this just constant loop of you questioning everything that's going on until Irving, visibly sweating, kind of nudges you and goes, "Hey, let's take a look around, shall we?"
Yeah. Let's do that. And that's about when he starts kind of looking around, trying to find a way up to the dais, and also just trying to understand what else is all in this room.
Sure. So you can go ahead and give me an alertness check. You do have a very high alertness from what I remember. So you will get something if you do unfortunately fail, but hopefully you don't. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're starting off like this. Oh boy. Okay.
I see people.
Okay, so as you begin to look around, you're more stunned by the fact that there's dozens of people here. And as you're looking around, the sound of the gear slowly begins to fade away as it gets replaced by this. And as you're looking around, you can hear people talking, but as you get closer, their faces appear to be crafted of porcelain. There's no visible movement on their mouths, but you can still see them. You can hear them talking. And every once in a while, you do hear the faintest hint and wisp of that haunting violin music that you've heard in the past. Let's see. And then I will send you something that you notice as well. What is our doctor doing?
As our doctor steps in, sort of into this large cavern, immediately, probably as everybody else, his eyes go wide and his head swivels around, taking in the enormity of this place. It was not what we expected at all. And very quickly, after a few seconds, he sort of looks at themselves and would try to scurry into any nearby shadow so that we're out of sight, or he himself is out of sight. Again, he likes to preserve his life as much as possible. And then try to recall if any of this strikes a memory from his reading of occult rituals or occult cults back when he was in Germany, because that's what he was an expert for at the time.
Sure. So first you want to try to stealth to the shadows. Go ahead and roll me that stealth check, please.
Sure. I had a really high chance to make this, but he retreats in whatever shadow he thinks he can hide in, even if he's not well hidden.
Sure.
Right.
It's the closest shadow to you would be against the wall that you came in from. So you came in from the doors, and then immediately to the left or right, there are some deep shadows that are along
Perfect.
that wall.
Yeah.
So you kind of slink back there, even though you're wearing, I'm assuming you're wearing, not your lab coat, but you're wearing some kind of Arctic furs, which help stand out.
Right. Yeah. Everybody else. And so, can you tell me more about like the people themselves? Are they all in medieval robes or modern clothes or anything like that?
They're not wearing modern clothes. They're not wearing fashion that's concurrent with the current year, the 1940s style. You'd have to get closer to get a more detailed examination of them, but they are wearing fabrics and exotic materials. Like they're in pinks and blues and
So like Venice or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Back old Venice, like tradesman guild times.
Yeah. You would think maybe about 200 years ago, given
Right,
what you
where
kind of know,
Guiado comes from. Because the head doctor is spinning ideas, right? So if he can compare this to the time that Guiado was mentioned to be alive, which was in the 1700s, 200 years ago, then this would match.
You could fairly draw that conclusion, yeah.
Yeah. And then should I roll occult to see if I can find anything out about, if this is that type of ritual, there would be some honor guard, or they're looking for some victim, or anything sort of knowledge about process, responsibilities, hierarchy, anything we could exploit.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you can certainly go ahead and do that.
Cool. 37.
Yes.
Nice with that. So what you see around you is that there appears to be some type of maybe a religious ceremony, maybe just a town gathering, but given the significance of everyone looking towards this robed figure, and it's from a distance, like you're probably looking at this robed figure that's about 200 feet away at least, and up probably about 20 to 30 feet above you. So it's hard to see exactly what kind of robes that they're wearing to determine if they're maybe like a city leader or some kind of head priest or something like that. But given the significance that everyone is paying attention to that figure, oh my god.
Well, that's unsettling.
Yeah, there's a cat in here magically.
Yep.
But given that... Okay, she's done. Given the significance of this person, it leads you to believe that they, especially with the staff that they have, from this distance, that's easily the most noticeable. And you can see that, given your occult status or significance, you can focus in that there is some kind of religious ceremony here.
Do they have a mask on their face? Because could this be the Herald?
It's difficult to see from this distance.
Got it. I'm like, excuse me, is this the Herald? Is there any proceedings that are happening actually? Like, is their voice, for example, like echoes across the cavern, or as in the picture, there's actually life force or some gas being pulled up from the people to that person?
From there, it's as you get closer to a person, like in front of you, they're probably about 10 to 15 feet in front of you. Let's see, what's the doctor's? You have, yours is pretty good. Everyone at this point, I'll go ahead and share what I shared with Howard. As you get closer, the thing that stands out to you is that their feet are dangling off the ground roughly about an inch.
Oh,
And
God.
It causes you some confusion at first until you see a metal rod that they're supported by. As you examine the metal rod itself, it appears to be going down into the ground, but there are no mechanisms or any type of gear work to signify what that rod would be attached to. And as you kind of look around at the person, you kind of go around front, you see that they have this metal and porcelain face. It's crafted to be like a person, but it is made and it is finely carved porcelain. As
Similar porcelain as we've seen in the marionette soldiers.
Yes.
And so these appear to be constructs rather than people in masks or something.
Well, you would have to get closer and start poking at them there, Thaddeus, if you want to see if they're wearing a mask or not.
If he does that, the Herald Doctor will slink back into the dark very quickly. He doesn't want to get caught or hurt or anything.
That's not
The
that's
thing
But he
that
wants to know.
you notice, though, Air Doctor, and Howard noticed this first, but as you get closer, you can hear people talking. So,
Presumably these people.
yes, it sounds like you were in the middle of a crowd.
Do any of them actually turn like on a little?
they're moving at all.
Yeah, right. And is any of them actually leaning towards each other and talking, or are they all just staring forward?
They're all just staring forward. The
So
room
the
itself
voices could be
is
imagined.
eerie stillness to it, but at the same time, given what you're hearing, it feels like a city full of life. And as I've explained to Howard, it's like you're dreaming again, but you're just adjacent to the dream.
It's interesting. So from the position, if Herr Doctor was one of these people, would that match the dream?
If you were one of the people, like if you went and...
Yeah, is my perspective during the dream one of these people? Or no, that's usually in a city, isn't it?
It
Like,
is
I'm
in a
suffocating in some sort of city, but this sounds like a city. Maybe I was just thinking it was a city.
city. Yeah.
Because you said in our dreams we can't see?
You cannot see. In your
You only
dreams,
hear.
you hear, but you cannot see or breathe.
And these masks on these people, do they have eyes? Eye slits? Or are they closed eyes?
Do you start poking and prying at the face?
No, but I can see the mask, right? Does the mask have holes for eyes?
All of these people appear to be wearing some kind of head dress or some kind of hood over them, so you'd have to kind of pry it back and see
Nope,
if they're...
not doing that. Not dying for that. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
You can just give it a little poke.
Nope. That's the young whippersnappers can do that.
Okay. All
So
right.
Herr Doctor slinks back and just sort of looks furtively between the other characters.
And Thaddeus, what were you doing?
Well, Thad wants to get a better look at the whatever the crowd is, but he is also of a mind with Herr Doctor and doesn't want to get killed in the process. So
I mean, that's fair.
And he's also not even as sneaky as Herr Doctor. So he's going to slink around in the shadows and try and get a different perspective on at least the last row of the crowd.
Okay.
It's where he can see them a little better, maybe.
Sure. Go ahead and give me that stealth check, please.
This will be good. Modifiers?
No, not really. It's your base stealth.
Okay.
I'm sure that would be trivial for you.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go. Nice roll.
Nothing to see here.
You think that you're stealthy, and as you go up and try to maneuver around one, you didn't see it there before, but you shoulder check like a citizen right there, and everyone can hear the clinking and rattling of like prosthetic. You know, you've heard the sound of like metallic prosthesis before, just that kind of metal and plastic shaking loose. That sound fills the cavern, and the crowd stops.
What, they stopped talking?
Yep.
Howard's
Everyone roll
looking
stand for
around
me, please.
nervously.
Roll what?
Stand, please.
Okay.
This always goes well for me.
Oh, everybody roll sand?
Yes, please.
Oh, shite.
I passed. Just barely.
Yeah, no.
If you succeed, it is 0 loss. If you fail, it is 1 point of unnatural.
Yikes. As in, we don't gain that point, you mean it is not violent or helpless?
Correct.
Yeah, got it. Yikes. Just the fact that they stopped, like, doing their... sounding like they're doing anything.
It's the culmination of the fact that as you go into this previously silent room, the deeper you go in, the more it sounds like a crowd. The fact that it sounds close to your dreams, but not quite, and Thaddeus making noise to disturb the ambiance of this place, and then the crowd stopping. All of that's just very uneasy to you.
Yeah. Do any of them turn towards the sound, or do anything else then stop the talking?
Not that you can see at the moment, but there are quite a few in front of you.
And the religious figure at the end?
Has not moved.
Has not moved at all, ever. Like, they just stood there with a staff out.
Correct.
Well, in that case, can we still follow the blood drops on the ground to maybe see what path the soldier took?
Sure. Yeah, you all can do that fairly easy because that is a noticeable clue in this environment. Howard, what were you doing?
I think he was still just kind of like looking at all of these people and looking for a way up to the dais.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just kind of been working on that while all this other stuff has happened.
Okay. So as all of you are kind of converging towards the back there, since Howard kind of took the lead on it, you and Irving do notice in the corner over here that there appears to be a staircase that is going downward, that meets the ground that you are on, that can lead up.
And do the blood drops head that way, or do they head another direction?
They do head that way. Everyone give me...
So this could all just be like a diorama or whatever. Almost like the clay soldiers, maybe. Who knows?
Or maybe they're working on animating them. And they're about
Maybe.
to be animated.
It's possible, yeah.
Give me an alertness check, everyone, please.
Mm-hmm.
I swear if I fail again...
Wow.
Hey, everyone got it. Okay. So as I'll start with Howard, since you have the highest out of the entire group. As you are making your way over there, you do, as you get closer, you do hear, the sound of the crowd start talking again. It's faint, but as you get deeper into the throng of people surrounding you, that noise, that crowd noise, begins to take a hold again. As you get to the edge there, you do see that there is the platform that you can ascend up to.
Okay.
But as you look around the corner, you're immediately greeted with a blast of cool air, and as you lean your head around the corner, you do see that there appears to be some kind of tunnel that's leading deeper into the back.
The hell? I think he's gonna look down there, but does the blood drip go that way, or does it go up the stairs?
It goes up the stairs. Doctor, what you notice is that as you get closer, you do see that originally the priest that was pointed out towards the crowd has changed positions and is now pointed towards the back.
Like literally 180 degrees, like a chess figure on, or like you know, a little ballerina in one of those boxes that you wind up.
Yep, except it's not continuing its revolution. It has
Just
turned
stands
a
there.
full
But
180
same
degrees.
position though, right?
A little different. The staff is
Oh.
raised in one hand, and then you see what appears to be a book in the other.
That wasn't the case before, huh?
Correct.
And now that we're closer, is this person having a mask on?
They appear to have something. It might be a mask. It might be just like a partial headdress or something like that. You're not entirely sure.
Huh.
And then Thaddeus, what you notice as you get closer is that there are originally blood drops that lead towards the stairs, but as you get closer, you see that there are drag marks that indicate that multiple people were bleeding and being drugged through it by their upper torso.
We'll try to silently point that out to his comrades. Also, when he ran into the one, did it feel like a body, like a real person, or did it feel constructed?
It felt constructed.
So yes, then he'll point out the drag marks to his comrades, trying to be quiet about it.
Yeah, because there were supposed to be more Germans here. So those might have been already dragged up there.
So, you make your way to the bottom of the stairs. There is a tunnel in front of you, and there's the staircase leading up.
Which way should we go? What do you think, Danish? The tunnel in front of us is still smooth, just dark, or is there any other noise, indications, or information we can get from there?
You can give me an alertness check. I'll give you something for your base skill, but if you succeed, I'll give you something else. What you do see in front of you is a smooth tunnel, not nearly as smooth as the one that you came through to get down here.
Okay.
The tunnel itself appears to lead off into a distance, and as I explained to Howard before, there is a cool breeze coming through it. As you listen closely, you don't hear anything coming from that tunnel itself, but you do hear a scream coming from the top of the stairs.
Okay. Are we far enough from the other marionettes, or whatever these are, that our doctor could whisper safely?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. He would sort of address his comrades and point down the cool tunnel and say, "This might be a better exit than through that crowd. If we have to flee. Even though it is unknown, I am not sure if these..." And he points at... He doesn't know what to call them, right? But if these actually move faster than they do now, I don't think we can flee this way.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan, but I still kind of want to go up these stairs.
Yes.
And so
Yes,
the scream, just unintelligible?
Just a scream of pain?
Right.
Yes.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
got it. I guess that's where we go, because we all, I think, we all expect the Herald to be up there, not down the tunnel.
Be my expectation, yes.
Yeah. But Herr Doctor would ask maybe Irving, who is the soldier, right?
Correct.
And would ask him, would you recommend we take 5 to 10 minutes to look for an exit?
Truth be told, I just want to get the hell out of here. This whole place gives me the heebies.
Says, well, if you want to leave, we can just explain the colonel that we left the Herald here to her devices.
He shakes his head vigorously. No. I came here to do a mission. That's... He kind of gestures back towards the crowd. I mean, y'all hear that, right?
Yes. But I believe this might be maybe some psychic energy emanating off them. There might also be actual people in these heads, like the marionettes had some brain matter, if you remember. But now that I've walked past them, it looks that they are connected to the ground, like welded to the ground. I don't think they could run after us, but we would have to... I don't know if they could swing their arms, for example. You know? This could also be a giant version of a kid playing with tin soldiers. Maybe Leschot was just so, mad. So he made these. But it's very unsettling, and I'm not sure that we want to run through that if we have to flee. So I was just wondering if we have urgency, or we can check out this tunnel to see if we can use that as an escape.
Yeah.
I mean, there's somebody screaming up there. What if they need help?
I'm sure they do, but they are Germans, yeah? We just shot them, matter of fact.
We don't know that everybody here's German.
Fine, you and your moral compass.
I mean, I joined this war to help people. If somebody needs help, I need to go help them.
Well, by all means, let's go. I'm here to learn.
Thad sort of gasps and steps back against the wall and points at the crowd.
Well,
Who have
immediately
all
people
to
look.
have raised their hands toward the sky.
Cool, maybe they're going through some sort of process.
We need to hurry.
That could be disconnected from us, but okay. Let's go.
Howard's gonna start moving up the stairs.
Okay. You doing it quickly or quietly?
Just the fact that you asked that question makes me want to do it quietly.
I have to ask questions.
I'm gonna do it quietly.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll stealth, please.
Nope.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the mountain air, but as you're, or maybe it's the crowd. You're not entirely sure. But as you're trying to go up the stairs, the screams become whimpers, and you start breathing harder and harder as you get up these stairs to the platform here. And even though there's still the crowds, it's faint, and everyone, even yourself, Howard, you can hear your gasps, your sharp intakes of breath echoing off of the walls and the ceiling itself. Do you continue up these stairs, or do you examine the priest, or...
Priest
What
is still looking towards the path we're going,
Correct.
with book and staff raised, like a
Correct.
prophet.
Yes.
Do we
Is-
see anything at the
yeah.
head of the stairs? Is he looking at anything we can see?
As you examine the priest quickly, you do notice that it is at a slight angle, meaning that its legs are stationary, but its upper torso is angled probably about 10 degrees back, raising almost towards the sky. What you do notice as you kind of look towards the direction that it is proselytizing towards is that this doorway here has this arch in front of it, but you do see that there is a seam that goes down the center of the stone there. And as you follow that, you see that it goes down the stairs as well, and along the platform underneath the priest, and what you can assume is over the side.
And so what's up there? If you follow the seam up, if the seam is sort of like a channel for blood or gold or whatever comes rushing down there, energy, where does it go?
As you get closer to examine the seam itself, it just appears that there is a gap in between the two stone pieces. I don't know how else to say that, but
It disappears into the wall?
correct.
Okay. So
There's
it's
no
a soft
channel. It's not a shadow seam, but
Oh, it's not?
there's not. As you kind of examine it, there is a shadowed gap in between there.
This is a long shot, but could I make an occult check to try to understand what this is all about?
Sure.
I rolled early on. If any of the new information might qualify for a new roll, I would do that as well.
At this point, yeah, anyone who wants to make an occult check certainly can. Okay. And I don't know if Thaddeus wants to get in on that. Okay. Don't forget to mark your skills. Put a checkbox next to your skills if you have failed. That way you can level them up. For Howard and for Thaddeus, the whole situation itself is bizarre. Let me check here. Let me look at your skill sheets here quick. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so nope, nothing there for Thaddeus. For Howard, you've got nothing there. Okay. What I will do is, while I'm explaining to Air Doctor, I'll whisper something to Howard. With a success on your occult roll, as you kind of look towards the crowd, look towards the prophet, and look towards the doorway, it appears that they are in prayer. But the way that their hands and arms are raised towards the sky, it appears that they're reaching the culmination of a prayer. Almost as if that whatever they're praying to is about to step forth from the chamber beyond.
Cool. Who gets that knowledge?
You do.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, so like maybe a doctor had read like some Aztec ritual stuff, and around this time is when the head priest would come out of the step pyramid or something like that, and maybe that's the connection he draws. And then because he has pretty high, a doctor has pretty high mechanical and chemistry, like 60 and 65. is there any idea that this channel would be used for anything chemical to be? Is it a vehicle? Like you said, the channel might not actually have anything flow through it whatsoever. It might just be like a pointer. Is it a different material, like a gold material, a gold vein?
As Howard is looking at this seam, he kind of like whispers something to himself, and maybe as the doctor's like examining things as well, Howard will speak up. I think that these pieces can separate. They can open.
What, the entire mountain can part?
I think this portion of it, yeah.
Well, does that make mechanically sense for her doctor? Like that, like half the mountainside moves, or sort of like, well, it doesn't make sense that there's a light coming in from above either, of course.
Correct.
But is there any sort of like you see in the movies, right? You can see that there's dust moved or slid on the ground, or there's scratch marks, or there are gears, or any indication that that center divider actually opens up like a massive gate or portal.
With your craft being what it is, especially with mechanical, yes, Howard is more physical with his heavy machinery knowledge. That the seam there would indicate that. But as you look, the pillars up there almost appear to be hinges.
Okay.
They're finely crafted, but they also give the inclination, especially there, and you're not sure what's down below, but on these 2 points there, they could possibly be hinges.
Are we in danger where we are to get crushed at this current moment? If this opened and the half stairs, for example, swung open?
You wouldn't be in danger of getting crushed unless you fell down below.
Okay. Because I was assuming we're like somewhere here now, or I don't know where we are roughly.
You would be about here to see the seam.
Oh shit, okay, so someone from down there could technically see us at this point.
Correct.
Because we're up there with them. Wow. Well, I will relate to the others and say, like, usually in rituals, this is where the head priest would step up, so maybe the Herald? Ready your weapons if we still want to... And he says quietly, shoot our dead.
I mean, maybe we should head into the back before they come out here.
You think she might have guards? Yeah, it's good idea. Can we hide? We could also disrupt this, but we don't know what we're disrupting.
I mean, I'd prefer to try disrupting it.
Well, then go ahead and destroy the priest, maybe? Steal his book and stuff?
Shove him down into the crowd.
Well, there's like... Is it like this picture? Is there like a passageway towards the back?
There is. And that's where you heard the scream come from.
Yeah, I think he's gonna like motion towards that.
So we're just, maybe we'll just bust through it. Yeah, you're right. Sure, Herr Doctor will follow. As we were, never mind, you already answered that question. Moving on.
Yeah, I think Howard's gonna move up those stairs.
Herr Doctor brings up the rear. He'll be first to flee.
He did tell the doctor he would go in first.
Yep.
He did. Are you being quiet about this?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. Since Irving
Still,
is there with you, he will give you a plus 20 bonus.
Bless.
Wow.
All right. And we can treat this as a group stealth, but as you slowly and quietly creep up with Irving behind you, he kind of gestures where to step and how to carry yourself slowly up the stairs. As you come up around the corner, or not the corner, but the lip of the stairs itself, and you peek back there, we are going to go here as soon as I get to remove that. One here, Okay, so as you slowly peek over the tomb, or the stairs itself, you do see that the sight beyond is unsettling. What you see is that there is a small runway leading towards the back that appears to have a mechanical door that has several gearworks as well as small ports embedded in the wall itself. The pathway overlooks what appears to be a large pit that continues down into deep darkness. Along the back wall over here, you do see that there is a woman who appears to be probably just on the other side of 5 feet tall, and she is accompanied with 3 mechanical soldiers. And there are 3 of them over there. What you do also notice is that there are 2 German soldiers that are left, and you do see that one of the marionettes begins to hoist up one of the battered and broken German soldiers and is moving towards the back wall.
So from what direction did we come?
You came from over here where your character portraits are.
So there's literally... I'm so sorry, I just as a player don't understand. Did we go through that? Was there not a door? Was it just a doorway?
It's just a doorway.
It's a doorway, and then we have this really small walkway heading towards, like, where these things are, right?
And the crowd was... Oh, can I not paint here? No, I can't. The crowd was this way. Why doesn't it ping? Oh, I can only ping on. So it was...
yeah, it was back that way.
Like 90 degrees?
The crowd, so as you look over the stairs, you're looking for the crowd behind you?
Yeah, like that way, right?
I think he's just trying to, like, mentally position.
Sure.
Yeah, but we just take a sharp 90-degree turn to the right to see this?
As you came up the stairs, this pathway just leads straight back, so you didn't turn around at all. Let me just jump back over to this part here. So as you come up here, as you quietly walk up these stairs, this just shoots... Oh, not that. It just shoots straight back.
Okay.
So you haven't changed direction at all? You haven't changed angle
so
at
they
all?
appear in front of us?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh,
Before
okay.
we get away from this picture again, there's a guy over here in the crowd who appears to be holding a pole arm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there, or is that just in the picture?
Nope, that's there.
And so others in the crowd also armed?
Some of them, yes.
But with medieval type weaponry.
Correct.
Yeah, like 17th century. Yeah.
Right. I just mean as opposed to like modern firearms, for example.
Correct.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So, the girl that you said was there, is she tied up or anything? Or is she, like, free?
Is she the Herald?
She is wearing what appears to be an not quite an SS uniform, but it's very reminiscent of that, and she does have a band that goes around her face. You get a brief glimpse of it that appears she's wearing some kind of mask.
Okay. I kind of want to throw a grenade, guys.
I absolutely agree. It would be great if the shockwave throws some of these off the...
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
The
throw
walkway?
a grenade.
Okay.
Because we want to get these fools to hopefully just fall into whatever that is.
Yeah.
The pit.
Into the hopefully bottomless pit, yes.
Go ahead and give me athletics then.
All right.
I think Irvine has really high athletics too. I think that's why he collected 2 grenades. I don't recall.
Okay, that macro's not working. Okay.
Yeah, he does have some high athletics.
What's his athletics?
73.
Motherfucker.
Well, he's
Mine's
He's a
60.
yeah. I'm at 55.
I guess I'll just roll. Since Aki's not here. Ooh!
Oh, buddy.
Oh, nicely done.
If there was ever a grenade throw.
Sweet.
Okay, so
Are you throwing it at her or the marionettes or just the whole group?
Kind of like the whole group.
Hoping to
Okay.
get them all.
I mean,
like
yeah.
frag grenade has a pretty big blast radius.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was thinking.
let me pull up weapons because you got a critical on that doubles the lethality of a frag grenade. Doubles the lethality in
Lethality
general.
says 15%.
So, yep. Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Big money.
Oh my god, you rolled under. That makes it lethal, right? If you roll under.
It does
I kill all of them.
for her. So,
I thought even is okay. It does damage.
even, yes. The last
Right.
digit has to be even.
Oh, I thought you add the 1 and the 3 together.
Unfortunately, not. These things are a motherfucker in that regard.
Yeah, okay.
But there is a flash, and it's just this as the clock stops for just a moment. There is a perfect arc coming from Howard as he throws it, and it lands right in between the group of marionettes and her. There is just this whoomph, and then this flash followed by this explosion. And as you look over, she is gone, or she is just this pile of hamburger in the corner. The other soldiers, though, one of them, this one still had the German soldier who is pretty much hamburger as well. He throws him into the door, which let's look like this. You see a tangled webwork of gears, as I explained before, and several portholes that are embedded into the stone surface itself.
Oh, there's another door, huh?
That's it's like a doorway, but it appears affixed into the wall.
Yeah. Past them. We would have to get past them to go there, right?
Correct. But with
okay.
the ports that are in the door, as you notice that the blood from... Let me rephrase that. The gears have ground up other soldiers, and the blood that is still present on that surface has gone into some of those ports.
Oh, so maybe it's just a meat grinder, the whole thing. They just break the bodies there to collect the blood?
And while you're pondering that, this one is here. These two turn around and begin advancing towards Howard. Since Howard
No. Disbelief. That must have been the Herald, and they just don't have control over anything anymore. They just all collapse. Obviously. At least the Doctor was really hoping that be the case.
I mean, he can hope all he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna feel really bad if I just killed a random girl.
She wasn't random. She was in an SS uniform.
Yeah. She was wearing a mask.
Exactly. Could have been.
Okay.
All right. So I believe, Howard, you have a pretty good dex, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you just push these guys?
Dex is 15.
All right. Theirs is pretty low from what I remember. Let me pull up their character sheet.
I wish we would have brought like
Yeah, theirs is low. So
the halberd or something for you to just leverage them down the pit.
Yeah.
So all right, Howard, you are up first.
I'm gonna shoot one of them. Just
All
the
right.
one in front.
Is there any aim shooting in this game? Like shoot the legs so that they crumble or something and then fall?
There is cult shots. And those are a -20 to the roll.
Ooh.
You'd have to spend the turn for doing that. You'd have to spend a turn doing that.
Is that a
Success.
prep turn, or does that turn include the shot?
No, that's a prep turn.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and roll lethality there.
Oh?
Hey,
my
perfect.
God.
Which one were you aiming at? You
The
monster,
front
you?
one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what's it look like when you kill it?
Yeah, Howard, like, sees these just turn around, not even really affected by the blast or anything, and start moving towards him. He just grabs the hunting rifle that was slinked over his shoulder, like, rises it up real quick, lets out a shot, nails this thing in the head, and it falls down into the hole.
All right. And let's go ahead and regain 1 sanity for that, since you
Nice.
murdered that thing. Let's see. Dismantled that. Disassembled. So Irving is up next. He's going to shoost away.
Pa, pa, pa.
Success. And lethality on his part. Normal damage, so it does 1 to this one.
Plink.
Okay. All right. And I believe, Doctor, you have a 12 in Dex, don't you?
He is
13.
deft. He has a 13, yeah.
Okay. You are up next.
Can I devise any mechanical means to use structures of the walls, anything to make them fall? Is there any struts or wall panels or anything that would be obvious with a quick glance to ascertain a way to make these fools fall off that little walkway?
It would take your turn to do that, but yeah, you could potentially puzzle something out with your
Get
craft.
like a landslide going or something that. Yeah, sure. I would try that over just blindly shooting them.
Yeah, whichever you want to use. You could use science, you could use craft, anything.
I'd go with craft
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, mechanical craft.
Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. Oh. Well,
Well, your craft gets go up.
you fail once and 3 times. Yep.
The stress of the situation is just too much for you, and you've been in some stressful situations, but the fact that it's such a narrow ledge, you have no idea what's down there or what the Herald was trying to do.
Yeah.
It's you're looking around frantically, and you're unable to come up with an easy solution. Thaddeus, you are up.
Okay, Thad is going to shoot at the closest one.
Okay.
With a shotgun.
All right.
With a shotgun, that's awesome.
Do any? One more time.
Yeah, the roll's not coming through.
No, not doing anything. Let me close and reopen character sheet. See if that does anything. Nothing.
I'll take a look at that after the game here.
Okay.
You can roll a D100 in the meantime and compare it to your skill. Damn. All right. Go ahead and roll damage then. And let's see. That is...
Huh. I can't get that to work either, so we'll just roll 2d10.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Shit. All right. And I take it you were going after this one?
Yep, closest one.
Okay. And what's that look like when you kill it? Go ahead and describe that.
Oh, the shotgun blast takes it in the head and it just blows it to pieces.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Yeah, bits of metal, viscera, and gore spatter the narrow walkway on leading to the other one behind it. Go ahead and regain 1 sanity for killing that thing. And now it is their turn. This one's going to rush up and try to attack Howard.
No! That's not okay.
Oh boy. Okay. Take 5 damage.
Okay. Would I have... Because I'm missing some health, but I think that's from, like, the last big mission we did.
Yeah, you would have recovered that.
Okay. Cool.
You could try to
Oh.
dodge and just pay with your next turn, right?
No, I'll just take the 5.
I don't remember you getting damaged at all in the firefight before.
No, I wasn't.
All right. So, yep, as it once again launches at you with its razor wire covered fist, it cuts a slash across your chest, spreading further blood on the ledge there. Back to the top there. It is your go, Howard.
Okay. Howard will try to shoot this thing.
Okay. Point blank range, you'll get a plus 20 bonus.
Love to hear it.
Another critical. That's the same roll. Damn. Go ahead and give me that.
Howard's on a killing spree. The mountain air must be doing it.
Just a
12
murder.
damage, and it's even damage.
That is even damage. Okay, you take a hefty chunk out of this thing. Right as its shoulder, as you try to get it point blank range with its head, it moves at the last moment in an unnatural way, but you take a sizable chunk out of its shoulder.
Oh, it's already doubled. The 12 is doubled.
The lethality rating is doubled.
Oh, it's not the damage that goes up. I see.
If this thing wasn't susceptible to lethality, the damage would have counted, but since this is susceptible to lethality, that's where the damage comes in at. Or
Nice.
the lethality rating comes in at. Okay, Irving is going to shoot.
Kill it dead.
Necessarily want that to do that, but okay, so it does that. Irving aims at it, shoots wide, tries to kind of once again aim for the head where you aimed at, Howard, and there's just the telltale plink as a bullet ricochets off of its helmet. I believe Air Doctor, you're up.
Wait a minute, isn't that even damage?
The percentile on the damage roll is odd. So you got to look at not the total damage number. You got to look at the ones place on the percentile.
Lethality.
Yes. So if you roll
Dang.
odd on either damage or lethality, you do 1 damage to these things.
Oh, on either one. Shite.
Correct.
Wow, these things are cool. Why don't we have these? Her doctor wants one of these as his bodyguard. Well, he will just, from the back, since he couldn't figure out a quick solution and everybody just seems to be shooting them to pieces, he will just shoot 2.
Okay.
I don't have the rifle button, so I will just roll the D100.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a hit.
That is a hit.
Under 60. And then roll again, or we D100, I reckon? For
Correct.
lethality?
For lethality.
No.
No, but
But it's also odd.
It is odd, but it only had 1 left. So what's it look like when you kill it?
Maybe her doctor is like, these are just not dying! Shoots it once, and the thing just stops moving and falls down the side.
Go ahead and regain 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, 1 sand point.
Got it. No, I got what you said. Yeah, what you meant.
So, as the last one goes down, there is... let's see, where's this at? There is the faintest noise coming from the pit below. You hear this begin from the wall itself and echoing from down below.
A doctor would say, as this whole mechanism might open up now as I expected.
Shit.
Does it make any sense now that we're at the doorway what that actually means? Like, it's just the outer two walls that would be swinging open, right?
As you look at the paneling itself, there is a slow-moving gearbox or central gear that goes on it. The blood appears to have slowly drained into those ports, as I explained before, and the gear itself is slowly turning.
Howard is gonna try to rush over there.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe her doctor would say, grab a piece of metal, jam it in.
That's exactly what he's gonna try to do. Or try to find some way to stop it.
Okay. Yeah, so as you look about, you can find some of the detail, or not the detail, but the framework of a walk space. And yeah, go ahead and give me a heavy machinery, Howard.
Cool. Oh, come on.
Oh no.
As you continue to try to stab the rebar in to jam the gears, you're not able to find a proper purchase in it. It keeps going in, but the gears continue to turn in different spots. You get one more chance at this here if anyone wants to assist in some way.
Yeah, her doctor would. He's got 50 in machinery and 65 in mechanical engineering.
You can make a quick check to help Howard out.
Yeah, let's see. I'll roll craft and see if I understand the mechanics of it. Yeah, I do.
Okay. While the mechanics of it upset you, roll sand quick here, please.
Shite. It's just badly built. Oh, that almost was a 23.
It's one and unnatural for failure because
Nice.
as you try to study it, it doesn't make sense to you at all. Gears continue to turn in odd directions, and even when Howard jams the rebar in, another gear starts up. It's almost as if this thing is wanting to will itself to life, which is impossible. But focusing where you can, you clear everything away in your mind palace, quote unquote. You're able to focus in on one central gear that continues to move, and you point it out to Howard. And Howard, you get a plus 20 to this.
Okay.
Go, Howard. Go, Howard.
Hey.
Nice.
You are able to jam it in, and there is a grinding screech noise coming from the wall itself, from the paneling itself, causing you to cover your ears. It's the worst tinnitus that you've ever had, but it causes you to kind of get down on your knees to cover it as it fills the cavern itself. It's almost as if the crowd outside is shrieking, accompanying the sound of the metal grinding noise. And as you kind of clear your vision and kind of pull your hands away to see if it's okay, you can just see the faintest outline of something down below, but it appears to have stopped.
Yeah, it's like they were summoning up something from the depths, you know? But the Doctor has slowly learned over the past few missions not to be too inquisitive, so he doesn't lean over to look into the abyss.
Yeah, I think Howard's still holding this in place, but he's gonna kind of call to the others. Look at that girl. Was that her?
I think she was mush, right?
She was, but there is enough visible on her face.
Sure, we'll go check if she's Christiane.
Let's see, where is that at?
That's curious if there are any sort of controls or anything inside, levers or anything that look like they might control whatever's happening here.
That's the upsetting thing is that it appears the only thing that is visible at this moment is what Howard's messing around with.
Okay.
And there isn't a doorway
have it
past
open for
Howard or
doors,
anything
yeah.
else?
Sorry, I misspoke when I said doorway. It's more of a panel affixed into a solid rock wall.
So as a role player, there isn't currently a clear path to Christiane if this wasn't Christiane, right? This doesn't just continue into another section that we haven't gone to.
There is a visible
It's a dead end.
dead
Haha,
end
dead.
right here where the gear surface is.
Okay,
the
so
gear
this whole thing, this and the antechamber or the prayer room, could technically be just a giant machine that the mad
Big
clockworker
wide
built.
toy.
Yeah, and it summons maybe on an elevator something from below that then gets opened up to the prayer group through those mechanical doors that we thought we saw a seam in. But what that is, we don't know. Okay, so the only other paths we have is the very first tunnel that was very rough-hewn and we ignored, and the cool breeze tunnel you had described at the beginning of the staircase.
Correct.
If we were to want to find Christiane, but maybe the doctor can figure out if she is it? Not
Well,
Herr Doctor, I mean the actual people doctor.
So as you get closer to the person, the body of the woman, you do see that she is wearing a mask. It is interwoven with gears. God damn it! I cannot zoom in. Does anyone know the shortcut for zooming in on a picture?
Don't. It's computer enhance.
Yeah,
I think, is it shift double click?
might be that. Let's try that.
I thought that opens the sheet.
That opens the sheet.
Yeah.
I'll Google it.
But this is a different mask than the travel mask we used to get through the ley lines.
It is.
Is this one also made out of leather underneath metal?
It appears that it is a leather mask. You assume leather, but there are various gear works that are interspersed on top of it.
So feasibly, this could have been Christiane.
You are fairly certain, given the uniform and given the mask, that this is probably your target.
Yeah, Howard would say Scheiße. So Howard, Herr Doctor would say, Scheiße, Howard, I think you did it. And is the mask removable at all?
It is. There we go.
Oh wow, how did you? Wow, that's the first I've ever seen that happen in Roll20. It still has a loading
I know.
thing that keeps running around, but still. Uh-oh, the loading thing never goes away.
Ah, scheiße. All right. Let's see. Is that going to switch if I switch screens? Nope.
Nope.
That's there. Cool.
I'm just gonna F5.
That's awesome.
All right. Great.
All right, reloading.
Learning as we go, folks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Reloading it now.
There
Here
we
we
go.
are. Opening my
That clears
character.
it.
And it's gone.
There we go. Yes, but that is what you see.
She better have a flag on her, because we need one.
Wearing it as a cape.
That's so absurd. I love it.
Is Howard able to keep this piece of metal jammed into the gears and move away, or is he having to hold it in there?
You are fairly certain that you're able to leave that in there. The momentum of whatever this device is appears to have stopped.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. Howard's gonna walk away. Maybe we should take that mask and
Yeah. Her doctor rips it off her face.
Okay, give me a sand check.
Ah.
And everyone,
nine.
actually, you watch as our doctor runs up, rips this off. And even though that this person has gone through a fragmentation grenade up close and personal, the top part of her, especially the part that was protected by the mask, is left unscathed. But you do see a vivid mark that is etched into her flesh on the center of her forehead.
Well, under the where the mask was.
Yep. It is once again very difficult to look at, and it makes your eyes water until you look away.
Yeah, look away. We identify the woman as. He hands the mask to Howard, and you notice he's coming down from adrenaline, so he's laughing, and he's like, "Howard, you did it!" and hands him the mask.
Yeah. And Howard kind of like looks at it for a second, but is gonna put it away in like a bag. Maybe we should keep looking around, see if we can find a flag or anything else that might be useful.
Howard, the carving on that person's flesh, on Christiana's flesh, is still difficult to look at, but you find that it is less difficult for you to focus on it. It's still hard after about 5 to 10 seconds, and then you have to look away, but it's becoming more visible around the edges.
Okay. Is there anything peculiar that I notice about it?
No, you've never seen anything like this before.
Okay, so it's not like it's not a swastika, or it's not a symbol on any of the books we've picked up or anything like that.
Correct.
Yikes.
All right. Yeah, Howard is maybe just gonna kind of go on the let's move on route.
Yeah.
Maybe check out the hallway at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay. So as you
it becomes exfiltration now.
Make your way back out. Sorry, everyone rolled sand. Let me check that quick here.
Did she have anything else that we should take with? Like a particularly nice weapon, or a notebook, or letters, keys?
Not on her. Howard, could you roll sand for me, please?
I would love to roll sand for you.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's
no.
gonna be a failure.
Okay, so I just wrote everyone down and I forgot it already. Okay, Doctor, you failed, so...
That's such a strong word.
It is 2 sand loss for you. Howard, you failed, so it is 1 for you. And Thaddeus succeeded, so it is 0 for you, Thaddeus. And
I am 1 point away from a breaking point.
Well, let's see if we can fix that, shall we? So as you go back out into the central area here, the priest itself has their arms lowered and has turned around to the crowd itself. The crowd itself has lowered its arms as well. Oh, and no one was peeking over the corner, right? In that other room?
Oh, to look into the abyss?
Yeah.
I'm sure Irving did that for us, right?
I'm not gonna sacrifice Irving's sanity on that.
So it's something bad.
Howard will do it.
Howard's the best. MVP today.
Okay.
Mad something person. Mad violent person. MVP.
Howard, roll sand, please.
Yikes.
I would love to roll sand for you.
Okay. Let's see here. You see that?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Is that what we saw through that other portal?
No.
In the Clockmakers?
No, that was something else. This is much bigger.
No, but you did succeed, so it is 5 sand loss for a natural.
Christ. For success?
Correct.
And what makes this thing so unbelievable?
That is a giant metallic framework of a creature. That the fact that it was sequestered into this pit within the Matterhorn itself, and no one found it. The intricate details of it, the fact that it is this large metallic framework, and Howard, to you, it feels like your dreams made manifest.
Yeah.
It feels like that the scope of this thing, and this pit is easily 20 feet across and 30 feet back.
So this is
And-
what, Transformers size or bigger than
I
that?
fucking hate both of you. Yes, it is roughly about that.
That's pretty big.
It is very big, and you get the sensation, Howard, that whatever this could house is just a portion, like, of what really could go into it.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Sorry, I phrased that poorly, but that this entity, that whatever this thing is, this mechanical construct, is only a housing for a fragment of whatever could go inside of it. That whatever it's representing is too big to be made manifest any other way than this.
Okay. Got it. I think Howard looks down there for a minute, and his head just starts, like, hurting as he looks at this thing. So he can't look at it for long, but just taking all of it in, he kind of grabs his head and looks away from the pit, shaking his head as the headache begins to fade. He'll continue walking forward. I don't think he's going to mention it to everybody else yet.
Okay. Now, you can deflect, because 5 and 1 go is a fight, flight, or freeze response.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can deflect or project it onto one of your bonds.
Yeah, I'll project it onto a bond.
You going to fuck them kids?
Get out of here, wife and child.
Go ahead and roll a d4 for me, please. Okay. So reduce that bond by 1.
Okay.
And then reduce the sand loss by 1. But that does mean that since it's 4 and 1 go, you are not triggering that fight, flight, or freeze response.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
So, as you kind of feel the sweat coalescing in the small of your back, you make your way out as everyone has led the way. You happen to peek over the edge, and you see the silhouette of that thing hiding down there. And you shake, and you get that pressure in your temples, but you push past it and make your way back out to the platform. So you can continue down, and as you get to the base of the stairs, you can go into the tunnel at the base there, or you can make your way back to the crowd if you wish.
Any flags here we could steal?
There are no flags here.
Yeah, this is all cool door stuff, not Nazi stuff, it looks like. Or maybe this is all just Leschot's stuff.
Well, let's check the tunnel. There might be something.
The priest is looking away again, right?
Yep.
Is his book anywhere?
It's in his hand.
Hand, fine.
Should we try to take it?
I don't know, might solicit some response. But yes, I guess. I don't know, I'm just curious.
Let's take it.
I mean, I'm sure it's a +4 charisma staff. 50-60 PS if we steal the
Yeah,
staff.
very much so.
Those fireballs.
Yep. All those things.
You just have to believe very hard, and then your character becomes an NPC. Exactly. Yeah, but maybe observant people might see her doctor sort of like look over and sort of contemplate for a second, like Gollum would, right? And be like, But then he decides he took a bullet last mission, so he's much more skittish now. And he would follow whoever leads.
That'd be Howard.
So as Howard goes down, you choose to go in the tunnel, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The tunnel continues on for quite a ways. You're looking at easily 400 feet as it continues along the path. But it eventually does open up into a decent-sized cavern. The cavern itself appears to be natural, but as you come inside, there appears to be rough framework for an encampment. There is a tent inside, as well as some supplies, and it looks like these materials over here appear to be
cool.
the remnants of the spelunking gear, and there is looks like bundles of something over here.
Because she must have slept somewhere, and obviously that little walkway was not enough for her to actually live.
Yeah. Can we search around, go through all this stuff?
Flags, 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 flags.
As you do come across, you do come in here. There is once again a letter.
Ooh.
I'll show that to you.
Un hommage. Oh, this is in French, maybe?
That is in French.
My Herald. Our enemies are upon us, within and without the Reich. I need you to find and prepare the body of our Lord for his arrival from Shambhala. If you search for Jean-Frédéric Leschot, that will set you on the right path, since he has seen the promised land in his dreams and created something accordingly. The skills I have taught you, and the help that you will gain from those abilities, should be instrumental in finding and restoring the vessel. Your envoy, Bertrand Guido.
That is huge. If we just destroyed the unholy vessel of some big entity that was trying to cross over into our world, then that is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, like, Howard definitely recognizes that thing was supposed to be that.
Maybe her doctor would ask, what vessel?
There was something down in that pit. Something,
Oh, he says,
something
oh, I'm
big.
happy I didn't look. Am I?
Yeah, it hurt to look.
He sort of, he rummages in his pocket and says, I still have a grenade. If we have some more, maybe we can destroy it further instead of just stopping it.
Nah, I think we got the mask, and I think we're putting into them being able to bring that thing up.
Yeah, but what if someone went to just remove the metal rod you put into the gearworks and the whole thing continues? Shouldn't this be prevented?
Grenade the gears.
I had a success when I did my mechanics roll on it. Is it does the stuff look breakable? With a grenade? Maybe?
If you could easily break that panel with the explosives that you have.
Yes.
Ooh, but
Yes,
that only
okay.
breaks doesn't that just break sort of like an elevator? No, it was more than an elevator. It actually fed on blood, didn't it?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe her doctor would ask around, right? Because one of you is an engineer. Howard is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would sort of talk shop with Howard and be like, how would we go about making sure that nobody gets to summon whatever is from that other world into that vessel you saw?
And then we talk shop.
You know,
Like-
we talk about like causing break-ins, like from the ceiling, like collapse the whole,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Along in this tent, there is a book as well.
Oh no. Summon aufziehen. Oh, that's the marionettes.
And once again, it is made out of that mysterious leather-bound material that's not quite smooth as old leather, but it's not quite coarse. It's disturbing in between. It has that gold filigree on the cover, and it has that distinct, almost damp smell to it. And along this, there is a flag, but it is large. It's larger than what you have seen before. So think of a standard flag that goes on a flagpole. It's probably 4 times the size of that.
Like a banner, like a banner flag.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, we'll take it to the cart. We can use it as a bedspread.
Do you
Well,
unfurl
really-
it to look at it?
I guess.
I would love to roll sanity.
You don't have to. I'm just asking if you do these
No,
things.
a doctor wouldn't. If there's enough red and a bit of white and some black, he will conclude it's a flag.
Howard will unfurl it.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Everyone roll sand.
Well, I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
Again, her doctor has gone into fear mode at this point. He might
I mean,
come out of
that's
his shell
fair.
later.
Thaddeus, are you looking at it? Let me clarify that first. Okay. Howard. Oh boy. Howard is... Where are you at?
32.
No, not that. You have a separate track that I'm keeping marks on. So...
I've had a
Okay.
feeling.
Okay. So, what you see... Let's see. I believe you saw... That one... Okay, you would see...
Shambhala, eh? It's the first that maybe we've heard the name Shambhala, and that is their place.
The second time? It's the second time.
Second time. Nice.
The first time was with the door warden.
Oh, yeah.
The portal was to Shambhala, right?
Yes, that's what you see, Howard.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah. The doctor was mightily knocked out when that happened.
Actually, no. Let me sorry, I forgot that. You see... I apologize, Howard. You actually see this one instead.
Oh, that's way worse.
Oh, Danish, you are doing such a great job. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
That is so good.
This
Oh,
this
no.
this flag ain't like the other ones.
Yeah. Oh, man. One of these flags is not like the others.
But I guess we should still take it back, right? Howard's like asking that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's messed up enough that it forces a sanity check, then yes.
All right, and Howard will fold it up again and put it away.
Oh, and you did fail that, so I do need to do this. 6.
Jesus Christ! Can I deflect?
You can.
See a wife and child.
Does that burn that bond to 0?
I have
Well,
to roll a
let's-
d4, right?
Correct. Let's see where you're at after the D4.
It's not at 0 yet.
Okay. It is still a fight, flight, or freeze moment
Yeah,
because you're
yeah.
still losing 5 in one go. But
I think you've passed me now.
I'm at 27 now.
Yep, you have, by 1 point.
Are you at a breaking point?
I don't know what that means.
So on
Oh, you
your
might have
character
passed yours.
sheets, you might have passed it already. Your breaking point is at 40.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I passed out a long
So-
time ago.
You did. So we'll refigure that here. We'll just go from where you're at now. But anytime that you reach a breaking point, it's a similar mechanic to your fight, flight, or catatonia, except you also take on additional mental illnesses, like PTSD and things like that you suffer from.
Okay.
So we will figure that out off screen. But looking at this flag, it's got to be the flag. You hold it in your hands and it feels like that. It feels like the others. It still creates that same visceral reaction that you have anytime that you've looked at the flag in the past. but it's also maddening and frustrating to you that this thing keeps changing every time you see a new one out in the wild, or every time that you see it. And there's something similar to the etching on the person's forehead to this flag, but that's also that point of contention and frustration that you can't fit those two together. Like the teeth on the gears in this instance just don't mesh, and one keeps spinning while the other keeps going like clockwork. And it's also incredibly irritating that none of your cohorts are looking at the flag to confirm what you assume is your target.
Yeah.
So, Howard, are you fighting, flighting, or are you freezing, staring at the flag?
Freezing.
Okay.
Very appropriate.
So, Irving kind of looks around and he continues down one of the tunnels quietly as the three of you kind of... He's not out of eyesight. He's not going around any corners or anything like that, but he does go a good distance around or down the tunnel. What are the other two of you doing?
How many exits are there from here?
Looks like there are three. There's one over here, and one over here.
And those are all
Plus-
separate from where we came from?
Correct.
Ah, shite. Any of them look more traveled than the others?
It appears the one that Irving has gone down is more traveled.
Hmm,
There appears to be foot traffic that has gone that way.
got it. If I just intently, is any noticeable sounds coming from any of those three?
Give me an alertness check.
Or maybe, as you said, right, like in Lord of the Rings, like a wind, airflow.
Give me an alertness check.
No, none of that, please.
It's difficult because I'm imagining that you would be over here,
Yeah.
and Howard's over here staring at a gigantic ass flag. So you're focusing all of your attention trying not to look at what Howard's holding on to, while trying to determine if there's any noises or any wind or anything as such coming down from the other tunnels.
Yeah, I don't mind walking up to this, or maybe as far as here,
Okay.
just to sort of like a groundhog, right? Just like put my head forward and go like, huh, maybe something. No, if there's nothing, then I would walk back maybe all the way up to here maximum.
Okay.
Listen, sort of kind of intently. I have nothing else to do.
Exactly. And yeah, as you go and listen to each one and kind of, hold your hand up in the air to see if there's any breeze or anything that catches it, nothing. It's still, there's kind of the elephant in the room that you're focused on averting any of your attention towards this flag as possible.
Right.
Irving eventually does come back and kind of looks at Howard for a moment, but looks over to you, Doctor, and I'm not seeing nothing down there. The path continues on for a while, but it's real dark.
Yeah, a doctor shrugs and says, I don't know where it goes, but I think anything is better than that crazy prayer chamber. But do you still have your 2 grenades? We wanted to destroy that unholy machine back there.
I do.
Are you good with explosives?
Right. Don't really want to go back into that place though. Up to the stairs, anyways. If I'm going to go
But you
back
heard
through there-
Howard. You heard Howard. That machine could be used as a vessel for some monstrous entity coming over from Shambhala.
Look, if you want to go up there and do it, you can do it yourself. I just don't want to go back into that big room with whatever it is Howard saw. He kind of gestures over to Howard. Look at him. He's not moving.
Howard! Howard!
Do I snap out of it?
call out?
Yeah,
to him.
when Thaddeus comes up to you and starts wadding up the flag, you kind of shift your gaze to him and you slowly come back.
Yeah, he blinks a few times and kind of moves his head. Yeah, sorry. What's up?
What do you think? And then a doctor just tries to gloss over what just happened, right? And he's just like, I think maybe we put this to a vote. There's 4 of us. Do we go back to try and more destroy the machinery? Or do we use one of these 3 tunnels to hopefully get out?
I mean, we wanted to destroy that machinery, right? Make sure they can't get this up and running again.
I agree with that.
Would also think that's a good idea.
Well,
But
let's
it's
take care of that.
3 yes and 1 no. I apologize, Mr. Irvine.
Fine, I'll go and do it.
You are good with explosives, because I really am not.
I mean, it's just simply pulling the pin and running as fast as you can, right?
Well, no, you don't want to just put a fragmentation grenade like on the gear. Like you want to ideally make sure it's either there's some sort of shaped charge or, you know what I'm saying? That's
No,
like
I
throwing a
don't.
frag grenade at a tank. You don't just throw a frag grenade at a tank. The shock wave will just plink off the metal.
Look, I'm searching the rescue and signal intelligence. I'm not a demolitions expert.
Oh, I thought you were just. Sorry, I apologize. I thought you were sort of a ground fighting soldier.
I can take care of it.
Are you an engineer? Maybe a combat engineer? He asks Howard.
Yeah, in a way. I'm familiar.
Well, between the 2 of us, we should be able to do maximum damage if the doctor here and Irvine might protect us while we get to work.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because I'm assuming, as a player, I'm assuming that Howard would be doing the demolitions, but her doctor, understanding the mechanics, maybe could point out some fail points.
Yeah, you two could tag team it.
Yeah.
So do you make your way
he's
back?
not good at how explosives work, but he's very good at to understand how physics and then sort of like mechanical pieces work together and how they could fall apart.
Oh, sure, yeah. No, that's totally, yeah. You two could easily tag team that to knock it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's be heroes.
All right, you make your way back, and
Yeah, I'm not looking at that part of the screen. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's fair. So yeah,
The prayer chamber has nothing changed. All the arms are down.
All the arms are down.
No humming or anything. Okay.
You actually don't even hear a crowd anymore.
Seems like maybe the ritual is dead now. Maybe it failed.
Yeah.
Correct. Although you do still hear this.
Shouldn't have asked.
I was
That
wondering
still is
about
going.
that. Okay.
But between the 2 of you, you are able to lay the fragmentation grenades in such a way as to cause significant structural damage to the panel itself. As
Nice.
you place them, pull the pins, and run, you all make your way back out into the prayer chamber.
I think we would keep running towards that tunnel.
Towards
wouldn't-
this tunnel or towards the staircase back into Switzerland?
Oh, the way you phrased that. Oh my god.
Now, keep in
Why
mind
can't
that you
why can't
came
the other
in-
tunnels lead to Switzerland?
Keep in mind that you did come in through Switzerland, and all your intelligence that you got on the Herald signaled that they came in from Italy.
Oh, so those tunnels probably are...
Could lead to Italy,
Yeah.
potentially. I mean, who wouldn't like some pizza or pasta?
What? So, could I make like a navigate check to maybe understand if that's potentially where those tunnels are leading?
What's your navigate at?
70.
So, yeah, you don't have to make a check. Yeah, you're able to determine that the direction, like, even though you're inside a mountain and it does get a little twisty from the staircases that you came down in this very upsetting, unnatural chamber, you still kind of get your directional sense to you that is headed south.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking those tunnels probably are head back
go.
to Italy.
Don't want to see what the prayer people think of the explosion.
Well, I think that we should go back the way we came.
Oh.
back towards Switzerland. And maybe we could check out the other tunnel.
Okay, so you hoof it down the stairs, and as you make your way through the crowd itself, there is no crowd noise. That stops. There we go.
Explosion has happened at this point?
When you get to about halfway through the crowd, the explosion occurred, and there is a slight rumbling, but you were able, between the two of you, to place the grenades in such a way that it did not cause a collapse of the cavern itself.
Oh god, yeah.
And as you make your way through the crowd, kind of bumping and knocking into the citizens of this place, they make no reaction.
Well, that's a
But you
relief.
Love it.
do make your way back to the stairs. And do you stop here, or do you run up the stairs as well?
There's nothing else to do than to run, right? I mean, there aren't any other ways to go than up the stairs. Correct?
It is one straight shot up. I'm just asking if you are exerting yourself getting back up.
Oh no! I mean, sorry. Had Doctor just wanted to get through that crowd as fast as possible in case they came alive for revenge, you know.
Okay.
But since they don't, he's an old man. He might not want to sprint the whole tunnel.
Fair.
Yeah, I think there are parts of this place that they still haven't navigated, so Howard's gonna take it slow.
Okay. So, slowly making your way back up to the cavern itself, once again you're greeted with the tunnel, the T intersection, where this is smoothed out, and that is rough over there. So you go down the rough patch.
Yeah.
To be clear, we're ignoring the other three places from the camp, right? Like, we're not exploring those as a group.
No, because I think they all head back to Italy.
Okay. Hey, man, one could have been just a shitter. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're checking out the rough path.
Okay. You continue down the rough path, and as you get, I would say, about 80 feet down the tunnel, you do notice that the stonework on the side appears to have been more freely cleared away, as in it's been mined, not smoothed out, polished like the other tunnel that you came through, but it does seem that the tunnel itself has been worked. And you continue along, and you do notice that there are rails that go along the bottom of the tunnel. And slowly making your way out, you do come to an exit. And as you make your way back out, you are on top of the mountain, or sorry, coming out on the side of the mountain, overlooking Switzerland itself. And
it's a
the
different
downward
entrance.
slope of the Matterhorn.
Oh, shit. Okay. So this would have been a different entrance, perhaps,
Yeah.
if we had just known where it is. Can we just, as we look around, is this in the direction of, is this north where Valdez or like the camp, the town we came from, or
It
this...
is.
It is.
Ease.
Mhm.
So are we above where the other entrance is? Or like, can we see that cabin at all where the other entrance was?
Let's see, you're...
To orient ourselves? I guess navigation isn't my thing, but it's his.
Well, navigation-wise, you do know that the Matterhorn, the peak of the Matterhorn is to the south of you. So you come out more to the east. And the cabin itself would be to the west, probably about 400 feet.
Yeah. Interesting. It's just two different entrances.
Okay.
Is there anything specific about this entrance? Like footsteps outside, or do we meet the American?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. Who has the highest alertness? I think it's Howard.
Yeah.
You do see on an opposing peak over there a glint of glass that is reflected off the sunlight. And as you kind of focus in, it appears to be binoculars, and the
that's
person
better than a
holding
sniper.
them
Yeah.
puts them down and waves generally in your direction.
He waves back.
Okay.
What are you waving at? Is it a mountain?
There's someone over there.
What, you're waving at them?
They're waving at us. Like, is it possible to, like, walk their direction?
It is.
I think we should maybe, talk to our friendly neighbor over there.
Sure. You have been nothing but courageous and incredibly competent today, so I will keep following you.
Thank you very much. Alright, and he kind of scratches the back of his neck. Let's go check it out.
Okay, so as you make your way down the mountain, this individual does come closer to you, and you see a man in his late 20s, early 30s. And parted black hair, as well as a thick mustache above his upper lip. He is otherwise mostly clean-shaven, and he approaches you and... Ah, yes. I believe you were the folks I was supposed to be keeping an eye out for.
Were we told about anybody that was supposed to keep an eye out for us?
You were not.
Yeah, and I'm sorry we didn't catch your name.
Oh, right. Sorry. That whole hospitality thing gets lost when you kind of get in a country that is a little neutral. Got to play the politics game here freely. But my name is Alan Dulles. I've got some feelers in this area. I'm looking about setting up a little branch out here of, let's just say a department back home that you all might be familiar with.
Have we heard of this guy at all? Do we know his name?
Oh, well, let's see. Howard, you can give me a military science check, please.
Okay.
How about bureaucracy?
Thaddeus, actually, yeah, anyone can give me a bureaucracy check as well.
Yeah, no. I just came out of a very unholy hole. So nope.
Why are you wanting to start a chapter here in Switzerland?
Well, Thaddeus hasn't rolled yet.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
All right, so with that, you do know that Alan Dulles was recruited into the Office of Strategic Services, which at this time, the division that you report to back in the States isn't under yet, but there have been rumblings in the grapevine that you will be incorporated into that soon. Given how the war has been turning for the Allied forces, and given Germany's encroachment, it only makes sense that someone within the American government would be interested in the politics of the region. You didn't realize that they would be moving in so soon, though. And given that the American stance on neutrality in World War II, they gotta have a finger in the game, but you're still a little surprised that they are here at this point, and especially where they're at.
But Teddy is the only one that recognizes that.
Correct.
Yep.
I think you're muted there, Raven.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
there you go.
if Thad has heard of this guy, then he'll sort of make introductions.
Oh.
Yes, of course. I believe I've heard of you. Shake hands, introduce his colleagues.
And he has a cordial smile on his face, and as you kind of look over his shoulder, you can see that there are a couple of Swiss guards accompanying him. Now, I believe your contact in Pisces is, well, they've been running a little ragged here, and, we'll take care of you, but we're still invested in the war that they're fighting, so we're going to have to send you back to them for the time being, but, well, let's go have a chat, all right?
Oh, all right, yeah.
So
Howard's a bit confused, but he's going along with it.
Okay. So he escorts you back, and you slowly make your way down the mountain. You get in a vehicle, and a very, very nice vehicle that can accommodate you all. He hands out some hard liquors to help warm the blood and get the circulation flowing as you make your way back to Bern, Switzerland. And that's where we're going to fade out, and we'll get into the minutia next time. But as you are laying your head down to sleep for the night, everyone begins having the dreams once again. And they ebb and flow, and it seems like any time that you have a proximity to this cult, the dreams become more vivid and more focused. And Howard, as you're in this city, the urge to breathe just chafes and restricts your throat. It fills the burning of your lungs is filling with each non-breath that you attempt to take. Your hand frantically reaches on top of the dais. You feel the mask on top of there, and you begin to pull it towards you. And it feels perfect. It feels like it can fit over the crest of your nose without having any straps to it. As you slowly bring it to your face, you can almost begin to have that intake of breath as the sounds of the gears and the sounds of the violin play in the background. It feels almost as if you're home. And you gasp and wake up and shake your head free of the nightmare that you just escaped from. And as you look over, there appears to be a document that's sitting on your table, your night table.
I guess he'll take a look at it if there's light where he can read it.
You flip on a light, and you squint, and it wasn't there when you went to bed. And as you look at it, it's emigration papers.
Okay.
And there's no... The country of origin, or the country that you're emigrating to, it's fuzzy. Or sorry, immigrating to. I screwed that up. Immigrate. That you're immigrating to is fuzzy. You can't quite make out the name. As soon as you try to focus on it, tears come to your eyes. But the estimated arrival date is 1945.
And it's 41 or 40?
It's 1941.
Okay.
It's almost 1942. But it has your name on it.
He's very confused. Looking around, does he see any signs of somebody having entered his room?
No. You do a fairly thorough search, and they gave you all decent accommodations for the area. You each have your individual rooms. You lock the door. The lock is still there. Nothing appears to have been disturbed.
I think he's gonna tuck those papers away somewhere. I don't know that he's gonna sleep much the rest of the night. He's a bit confused and is trying to understand what's going on.
That's fair. The rest of you have your dreams similar to what Howard had, but each one just stops short at a different point. For the doctor, it gets... you wake up in a cold sweat right when your fingers brush the edge of the mask. And for Thaddeus, it's raising your hand along the stone plinth. And each of you kind of wakes up with that sharp intake of breath. But all of you have had the same dream at this point. And that is where we're going to end it for tonight. So, questions, comments, reactions?